This isn't VO, this isn't Kling, this is a brand new AI video generation tool called Seedance 1. A brand new AI video generation tool that is blowing the competition out of the water and potentially making Google V3 lose its crown as the best performer. We ran the same prompts through all three tools, and what Seedance pulled off? Well, you're going to have to check out the video because it absolutely blew me away. And in this video, we're going to show you exactly how Seedance compares to Google and Kling. We're going to show you how to write the best AI video generation prompts, and we're going to share a free n8n template at the end that will give you access to a resource to run it through an API request. Hey, I'm Alex, and in today's video, we're going to be putting Seedance 1 against Google VO3 against Kling AI for the ultimate AI video generated test. We're going to compare the cost of each of them, and we're going to check out the quality of each output. No hype, no bias, just a side-by-side comparison of every single output that we're getting from the tools on the market at the moment. If you're into AI video generation or just want to learn how the best tools perform, this is definitely a video for you. So let's get into it. Seedance 1 is now the highest ranking AI video generation tool, as we can see here, outperforming Google VO3 without audio against Kling as well, and better than Sora. So first things first, how do we structure a great AI video prompt? Well, there's a couple of different elements that we want to include in that request that we're sending off. We want a really clear subject, so what is it or who is in focus. We want a really clear action, some clear guidelines, some verbs, what do we want it to be doing. We're going to give it some context around the environment, the setting, the scene that we're putting it in. We're going to explain any of the camera angles, maybe the lens it's using, the different zooms you want including, setting around the framing that we're using too. We're also going to be looking at the style and tone. So do we want it realistic, cinematic, animated, or that different style that we want it to come through? We're also looking at any of the lighting and atmosphere and that temperature control as well to get the best output. Now, first things first, a key thing to note that currently only Google VO3 actually has sound available, whereas Kling and Seedance don't, so you're going to have some additional cost to be able to put that over the top. And speaking of costs, when we look at the three different models against each other, Google is the most expensive at 75 cents per second. The new Seedance Pro model is around 15 cents per second, and Kling is 9 cents per second. So huge cost efficiencies if we're using Seedance, and let's see how that compares for the quality that we're getting out. So this is the first problem we're running through today. We're running through how a bright red sports car drifts sharply around a left-hand hairpin on a corner, winding cliffside mountain road, tyres counter-steering into the turn, dense smoke pouring back from the rear, wheel dust, lots of detail we're including there. The camera tracks the car from the right-hand side, holding a low cinematic angle, and cuts to a front-facing shot where the car exits the corner with a power slide. The environment is lit by golden hour sunlighting, but let's see that first prompt to see how it came out. As we can see here from Google, it's looking good in the setting. The car looks a little bit funky for the movement that it's doing, so I don't think it's quite understood the context around it. It's not doing that drift around the mountain road. It does look very realistic from the setting. If we look at Seedance, so again, coming down to that 15 cents per second, I think this looks amazing. It's following the direction that we've given it. It's got a strange jump there. If we look at Kling, it looks like we're getting a really good drift around the corner. It looks like the wheels aren't actually moving. The car's a little bit funky, but a really great output. So which one would I put as first, second, and third? I think I'd put Seedance as 1 in this use case. Then I'd go for Google for 2, and then probably Kling for 3. I think that quality that we're getting out the back of Seedance is really, really good for the car. The setting looks really realistic, and it's trying to follow that prompt as best as possible. If we come to prompt number 2, we've got a female ballet dancer in a grey pale leotard performing a slow clockwise pirouette. On her right foot, a dimly lit black box theatre. Left leg is raised, elegant position, a slight warm overhead spotlight casts a defined circular glow on the stage, creating soft fall-off shadows around her. The camera slowly orbits front left to right rear, camera facing upper body frame. And now if we look at it, this is from Kling. I think this looks really realistic. It's following the different angles we want, but it's not doing the actual pose that we wanted. If we come across to our Seedance one, This is looking really strange, actually. If you look at the leg, it's not quite right, as well as the body. It's not looking like a realistic motion and a human. I think Google is looking the best here, though. And if we look at the movement, it is starting to do it. It goes slightly out of focus there, slightly soft. But I think by far this is the best output out of the three. But again, is it worth that 75 cents? I think Kling is really close in second for this because it looks really good. It's just not done the movement. And I think Seedance is probably third in this use case, just because it didn't really follow a really good output in the action. It looks like it's muddling the legs around, the movement of the body, the head is spinning like an owl. It doesn't look that good at all. If we come across to prompt number 3, we've now got an elderly man with silver hair and glasses sitting alone at a corner table inside a vintage cafe. He wears a brown tweed jacket, sits facing slightly left, gazing out the window beside him. The morning light casts diagonal shadows through the window frame. Scene beginning with a tight close-up on his eyes, slowly pulls back into a medium shot. He lifts his right hand, runs it back through his hair, then grasps through. I think we've got a really good output here from Seedance 1 Pro. I think it looks really realistic, the hand movement, and it matches the hair moving as well. If we come across to Kling, I think this is again really good on that quality, looks really realistic at the output, and it's the wrong hand that's moving through with the right action. If we come across to Google, I think this is the worst out of the three so far. I mean, what is that movement there? It looks nowhere realistic. It looks really funky on the actual quality of the image as well. I don't think Google would be worth the money. Now, which one do I think is best for prompt number 3? Well, I'm going to put Seedance as number 1, and then Kling number 2, and then Google number 3. I think Seedance has performed incredibly well with this. It's the right hand movement. It looks really realistic for the suit jacket, the setting, the scene. This is definitely something that you could use in a film or short story on this output. If we come across to the 4th prompt, we're doing a scene opening with a tight close-up on a teenager cycling a bike over some cobblestones, rotating clockwise as it travels from left to right. Cut to a front-facing medium shot showing a teenage boy in a blue hoodie riding the bike through a quiet European alleyway. Signs visible in the background. Final clear, a drone shot from the back. The boy rides his bike into a sunlit city square. Long shadows cast in front of him. And if we check out Google first, as we can see here, it's doing that right camera angle. It's coming from the back, having started at the front. The legs look a little bit blurry at the end there, but a really good quality output from what we can see here, and the sound. If we come across to our Seedance, we can't see the leg at the start there in the bottom left, but it does have a really good quality output for the start, but it doesn't come round to the back to have that back-facing shot. If we look at Kling here, I think this is the worst out of the 3. The quality is nowhere near as good for what we need. Now, which one would I put as first? Well, in this use case, I think Google is definitely the better one in here, especially as it's got that audio. Then I think we've got Seedance number 2, and then we've got Kling as number 3 for that output. It doesn't look really good for Kling. It looks really animated, really poor. Seedance is missing that leg like we mentioned. Google is not perfect, it's still got that blurry, but it looks the best out of all of them for this setting. And if we come across to prompt 5, as we can see here, we've got a superhero in a red and black costume, leaping from left rooftop to the right, soaring between 2 futuristic city scrapers at night. Camera tracked upward from the ground level, craning as the character flies overhead in slow motion. Neon signs on a building, walls, character capes ripple in the wind. A final shot shows the hero landing in a crouched position on a rooftop, stylized lighting, and so on. If we look at Kling, I think this looks really good for the output. Again, this is 9 cents per second. It looks slightly funky for some of the neon signs in the background, not looking real text. If we look at Seedance, I think this is the best one out of all of them. As we can see here, a really good jump and landing. It's not quite right for where it takes off. If we look at Google here, I think this is the worst out of the 3. Definitely wouldn't be happy with the money that we paid for this. It is quite cool that it's got that black character at the end just to put it in the shadow. And I think overall it's a medium quality for the actual shot itself. So which one would I put as best? Well, I think we'll go for Seedance as number 1 for that really good output. I think it's a really close second and third between Google and Kling. The reason for this is Google's got that really good sound effect in the background, but I think the output from Kling is much better for that leaping and being able to use this maybe as a short story on YouTube or doing it for personal use. I think that would look really good. And if you want to run it with an API, that's exactly what we're going to run through now. As you can see here, we've got the workflow ready to go. All you need to do is come down, press execute step. You'll be able to paste everything you need in here. So for example, we can add our video prompt around a Roman warrior. We can add a source image in there if we want to, so it'll use that to get the output. We can change our duration, we can change the resolution, aspect ratio, and if that camera is in a fixed position or not, so you can only pay for as much as you use when you use this method. We're going to do submit. If we come back across, we're going to be using our AI LLM to go through and rewrite that input, using that subject, action, environment, and much more to get the best output possible for you. If we come out of here, we'll see how it's rewritten the prompt on the right hand side there, just to make sure that we're getting it exactly as we need it. If we come out, what we're able to see is we've got two different ways of using it. So this top one here is using a free service called IMGBB just to store that image if you're using a source one. I'll include the link below just to get access to it. Again, you set up an account completely free to use. And if you use the template, it's all ready to go for you. If you've not added an image, it's going to come down to this route here. As we can see, we're sending our request off to replicate with that updated prompt. We come down here, we can see all of the details are custom to what we put on the form at the start. And then what we're going to do is come through to the next steps here. So if we come out, we're going to see that we can get the video. So this is going to get our output URL here so that we can download the video. If we come across, we can see that final result, and I'll blow it up big now so we can see it. I think that looks incredibly fantastic. Again, this is per request. You're sending it off. This only cost you 15 cents per second to get the output, which is so much cheaper than using something like Google. And if you want to set it up, all you need to do is come across to the community. You're going to get access to this for free as part of your 7-day free trial. Come into Classroom, come down to AI video generation. You're then going to come down to where we've got Seedance versus Kling and Google. We're going to download this blueprint here. We're going to come across to a new n8n environment. We're going to import from file. We're going to load it up, and then it will be all ready to go for you. You just need to change your API keys. Now to do that, we're going to come across to Replicate. This is a great platform that enables you to run through API requests. We're going to do to explore and then video models. This will show you all of the different models available. So as you can see up the top here, we've got Kling, Google, and Seedance. The great thing about this though, is if we come in here, we can see how much it's going to cost. So down the bottom here, it's going to be 15 cents per second of video that comes out the top. So around a 66 or 1 minute video is going to be around $10 to get the output. And this is great because now we're only paying for what we actually need and use. We're going to come to where we've got Run with API. This will give you the curl request, but if you come into the community, you'll get access to this all sorted and ready to go. If you're on your API key, come up to your account, come down to API tokens. You want to generate a new key. I've already got one ready to go, so we'll come down, we'll copy that token, we'll come back across. We're then going to update all of the ones here that just need it, so we can update in here. And then we're just going to come down, we're going to update these three here for the non-image version, or update these three if you're using the get image version. We're then also going to need to add our IMGBB. We're going to come down to the bottom where it's got API, we'll click on that. You'll copy your API key, come back across, update it in here, and then you're all ready to go to use it with a normal version or through using an image input as well. And that's how quick and easy it is to get set up with n8n to be able to run Seedance through an API request, so you only pay for what you need. So do I think Seedance is now the best AI video generator out there? I think yes, it's probably definitely the one that I would use for a lot of use cases when it's that 15 cents per second versus Google at 75 cents or Kling at 9. I think it's a really good balance of that quality versus costs. I think we would still need to overlay the sound on top. And if you needed any dialogue, that's where it gets a bit more complex, because of course we can't match it for that word versus the mouth movement. We need to use something like Hedra to be able to do that, whereas Google does it nice and easily straight away. But I think Seedance will move very quickly on that to be able to get the output that we're looking for. But let me know in the comments below, which one did you think performed best and which one would you like to use, or maybe some use cases. We can definitely generate them in the community. Stay tuned for more around AI automation and have a great day.